Hello and welcome. Today we've got this 5 amp 18 volt DeWalt battery under the spotlight. This one is an unusual one because it's showing 18 volts there, but the guy that owns it is telling me that it's underperforming, not fully charged, it's messing about, it's not really doing what he wants to do, and it's not even that old, it's 2021, so it's not ancient. So we'll get her open and I'll hopefully be able to determine what's wrong with it. That's the screws out, and just get the top off here to see if anything's obviously problematic. First thing you do when you get the top off these is to get this heat protective cover off to see if the fuse is blowing here. Shouldn't be when it's showing 18 volts, but it's always right to check. That's a little thermal fuse in case of an overload or an overheat. That's designed to pop and protect you from these cells being overloaded. So that's alright. All these connections seem to be in place, you know. But we'll get this out of the pack and see what's really going on here. There's something wrong. So we checked the top connections there. So we're going to have a little look on the side. I usually go along the side and make sure that these spot welds haven't let go. Give them a little poke like that, just to make sure. It's fairly fresh inside this battery. There's no dust or dirt to speak of, really. Right, so that doesn't look too good. That doesn't look good there. Look at that. Look. The spot weld has let go. I'll just measure these two cells individually because I can with the spot weld letting go, just to see what's going on here. .71. I'll go down the other banks of cells there and around the same. Yeah, fairly balanced. However, this top cell, which these are 5 banks of 2 together, these 2 are connected in each case, and one's really supporting the other, if you know what I mean. The top one here is showing less than a volt. Look at that. Less than a volt there. So what's happened here, these 2 cells which are dependent on each other, that's one bank. Because this has become disconnected, this cell is a good cell still, this cell is not, because that one wasn't supporting this one. That one has become overloaded, and that's why it's got in such bad condition. So that was the weakest link, that bank of cells, because one of them was disconnected. So what I'm going to have to do is get a cell and put it in here, and that'll fix that pack. So I managed to recover an old cell from a used pack that's no longer in service, as it were. And this one is 3.62, which is just exactly what we want. It saves us having to charge or discharge anything. And if we slot that right in with that top one as in here, we should be able to recover this pack. So this top cell is the bad one. We'll just confirm that again. Yeah, it's even worse than I thought it was, so I steered into the recycling bin with that one. And the one we're going to reuse out of the pack, let's see what it is coming up at when it's on its own, isolated. 3.71, that's what it was. The other one's a little bit lower, but I'm hoping when they put these two together, 3.62, it'll balance each other out and they'll level up. That's what will happen. Put a bit of insulation in the ends just to stop the positive and negative connecting each other. There is some damage there. This bit raised up is positive and that bit that's exposed there is negative, so they're too close to each other for comfort. So we'll put these green insulators on and that'll help protect the nickel strip that's going across them from causing any issues within the pack. I'll have to get this part off as well. We'll redo this connection completely. For a professionally made genuine DeWalt battery, the connections in this are not great, I have to admit. And that's why it's on the operating table today. It's just been in a... I've seen this more often than you should, really, in DeWalt batteries. They can all do it over time, but this is a bit early for this to be doing it. So I'll clean up the ends here now and reconnect everything. So I'm just going to reconnect these using a bit of nickel strip again, a brand new nickel strip, and my DIY spot welder that I have. I get a lot of questions about my spot welder. The spot welder is something that you sort of need for this job, because you're not really supposed to put a lot of heat or solder directly onto or very close to cells. I've done it, but it's not really recommended. That's the conventional wisdom anyway, you know. I usually don't mind doing a little bit of soldering at the top here, because there's a bit of plastic between the cell and the heat, as it were. But some people don't even like that. And there we are. That's one side done. I'm cutting off the original strip. I'll tell you why now in a second. These are sort of questions I'll be asked in the comment section. The strip I'm using is significantly thinner than the one I'm replacing, and that usually wouldn't be something you want to do, but it's a necessity due to the nature of my spot welder. It'll not weld heavy stuff like that. But the good thing about the spot welder that I'm using, because it's significantly weaker than the one I would take to weld something like that, it's less likely for me to blow a hole in the back of the cell when I'm reconnecting these. It's actually safer for me to use. That's hopefully all the spot welding done now. Now I have to just connect this to this and a little bit of solder on the top, and we're good to go with it. That's looking, yeah, good enough now. Everything connected. We'll put it all back together here now. We'll see what's shaking. You don't really need this thing, but I'll set it in there anyway. That's designed to stop the heat from the fuse melting through the top of the battery. See, there's a bit of a heat shielding inside as well. None of that is really necessary, in my opinion, but it's alright. It's all back together now. I'm showing 2 bars, so we'll see if it's functioning in the charger. 2 bars would probably be right because this was sitting at 18 volts. So we'll give it a go here. There we are. We've got that flashing charging light that we so love, and The next thing is to try it on a tool. Let's see if it actually burn a tool. It should at about probably whatever voltage it was, about 18 or so. That's perfect. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and check out my channel for all my other videos.